Marcus Rashford, the clause in his contract with Barcelona, we knew that it was coming to an end. That has officially the £26 million deal that Barcelona had in their obligatory loan contract clause in the contract for Marcus Rashford has expired. It expired last night on Monday. Um, the Athletic's David Ornstein reports now that there is now a £40 million clause on his contract with anyone that's available to all apart from Manchester City and Liverpool, which you can understand. I'm sure Leeds United would be in there as well, but they just don't want their main rivals getting hold of it, which I think is fair. Um, the preference, though, for Marcus Rashford, if you're to believe these reports, is that he would like to stay at Manchester United and honour his 24 months that he has remaining on his contract. Might have something to do with the 300 grand a week that he's on, and he's unlikely to get that anywhere else. But the first question I'm going to ask you, is there a way back for Marcus Rashford at Manchester United?
Oh, ooh. Yes, I think there is. Will the fans be happy with it? No, I don't think so, because I think 8, 9 out of 10 people that I've spoken to have said no, they wouldn't want him back at Old Trafford. The way he left was under a cloud, wasn't it, which left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. But I think Marcus Rashford feels like he wasn't looked after properly. Whether we're throwing blame at Marcus Rashford or we're throwing blame at management or we're throwing blame at his form or whatever was going on behind the scenes, we don't know the full story. And he is a United lad from Manchester, still says he loves the club. There is a way back, and I feel like Michael Carrick might be the man to put an arm around him. And I'm choosing my words carefully because I'm in the 8 or 9 out of 10 people that wouldn't want it. I prefer a clean cut, crack on. So, but there is an argument there because I've said it before. You can see it happening. I can literally see Marcus Rashford playing on that left hand side, and I think the biggest reason why I can see it is because we need a left winger, and Marcus Rashford is. You just said 40 million there. Can we just? That's pounds. You said, didn't you? You said pounds because
Yes.
I've
Yeah,
not seen
yeah.
anything about this. Right? Okay. Can we put that list of City, Liverpool? Can we put Barcelona in that as well? Can we? No,
Oh,
no. We want
yeah.
80. We
I
want
don't
80 off you. No, no.
I don't
In the
I don't
bin.
think they'll be doing any deals with Barcelona ever again. I think
Good.
John
Yeah.
Laporte has basically
That,
he's
the way
burned all
they've
bridges with Manchester United.
it's wrong. I mean, but Betis did it with Anthony, so they've probably seen that blueprint and thought, oh, we can get away with this United. We can bully them. No. I'm glad that's all done with now. No, you're not going there. Don't care if that's your preference to go there. But yeah, to answer your question, Nathan, yes, I think there is a way back. Would it be the route I'd go down? No, not for me.
See, when you're talking about do we need a left winger, and we'll talk more about these later when we talk about the transfers that we're looking at as well. I still don't think we need one. I think we've got. I think there's other areas of the pitch that I would strengthen before that. And if you did get Marcus Rashford back into the team, let me go on record as saying that if you'd have asked me this 12 months ago, I'd have said there's no chance he's coming back. Like he's gone, his head's gone. He doesn't like United anymore. I mean, he's really burned his bridges again. He doesn't fancy it. Fine, off you go to Barcelona. You'd worked for them long enough. You got your move. Decent return for him, to be fair. 14 goals, 11 assists in 49 games. So that's it shows that he can do that. He's done that at United before. Do you know what I mean? He's had a good
Hmm.
return, but then it's the following season and his attitude that made him fall out with the people that were around him. I think there's two things at play here. I think if he came in, we definitely wouldn't need to buy a left winger, 100%, because we'd use him and we'd use Patrick Dorgu on the left hand side and Cunha, and even Bruno Fernandes can play out there as well. So I think that's one positive. I think Michael Carrick has opened the door for him. I think he's worked with him before, and he still likes him as a person. And if it was a dead end completely, we'd have heard, no, Marcus Rashford is getting sold this summer. That's what we'd have heard, because it was already Barcelona was supposed to buy him, so we knew that he was on his way out. But no one from United has said no, he's going, or even leaked it to the press. Do you know what I mean? They've not even leaked anything saying no, he's going. And for this to come out and say Rashford would love to see out the 24 months, again, he's probably money related, but would like to see out his contract at United. They could combat that. And for me, it's just leaving the door just open and just the testing fans. What's the reaction to this? What do you think? What do you think if he came back in? Would you be all right with Marcus Rashford playing for United again? Would you cheer for him? You know, what would he have to do
Well,
to get back in your good books?
the fans would cheer for him, wouldn't they? Because once you get inside Old Trafford and he starts, he's not going to get booed. I don't think Old Trafford would boo Marcus Rashford if he played for us again. I don't think that. Uh, and like you said, the Michael Carrick thing is massive. He'll know Marcus Rashford, won't he? He'll know him inside out. He, he will have been around the club. He'll have spoken to him. He'll know the lad, and he'll also know what his grievances were with the club before he left. So with the door, like you say, the door being left ajar, we're talking about players. Now, we're talking about Rafael Leao, people like that, who were very, very similar players to Marcus Rashford. And that's another reason why I can say, yeah, I can see Ineos doing it. It saves us 40, 50 million, 60 million if you're led to believe what
Yeah.
the rumours are for Rafael Leao. And Ineos are a bit stringent with the old pounds, aren't they? So, yeah, if no one's going to take Marcus Rashford's wages, and there's not many clubs that can, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him starting at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, I mean, it does feel like we're leaning towards that. I will ask you another question though. I think both of us, I think you said it there. We would both cheer him on. We would both celebrate the fact that he is back at Manchester United, and anyone that pulls on the red shirt, they do get the backing from fans, unless your name is Andre Onana. But then again, it's not a red shirt that he's pulling on. Um, the what I would say though is that I feel like he needs to do something before he even steps foot back onto the pitch. I think he needs to do either. I think a press conference it might be a bit too much, but he's not scared of speaking in the media to get his point across. He did that famous interview with Henry Winter, didn't he? That was out on TikTok, not TikTok, on Twitter, I think it was, where Henry Winter put that interview. It was a strange place, wherever it was, he put it out there. And I can just see either a statement on his social media basically going over everything and saying like, "Oh, I feel comfortable with Michael Carrick again. I know I did all of these things wrong and X, Y, and Z." Or it's an interview with Rio Ferdinand or Gary Neville and the overlap before he even steps foot back through the door.
Yeah, well, he did the thing with Gary Lineker, didn't he, when he went over, which it felt bizarre. The whole thing felt bizarre, didn't it, when he did it? And you're like, well, the thing that worries me now is people around Manchester listening to us will know. There's rumours about Marcus Rashford's life off the field, and that was the
Mm.
reason why he had to get away from Manchester. I won't go into them, but people will know. And that worries me, him coming back, whether he's got rid of the people that are surrounding him, being a bad influence on him, whether he's put his issues to the side, whether that once he comes back to Manchester, will those issues arise once again? They're only rumours, so we don't really know what the full story is. But that, if you're led to believe the things that are being said, that is the biggest reason why he had to move away from Manchester, because off-field issues were really bothering him. So that's another thing that the club will have to look at. If he does come back, is that dealt with?
But just going back to my main point though, can you see him doing something like that? Can you see him doing a Rio Ferdinand interview? Can you see him going on the overlap? Can you see him having to do something before he gets back in?
Get him on Fergies, come. We'll have a chat with him. Come on here, mate. Let's see it. We'll put an arm around you, so we'll get you back in. You can though, can't you? You can see it. You can see an interview sat on Rio's lawn. He'll be obviously a champion. Him coming back to Old Trafford. I can also see him being wheeled out as, look at our brand new signing. He's coming back, the saviour. I can also see that,
Oof.
Nathan. So yeah. I wouldn't
Oh, I
put
can't see that. Oh,
I
no, that
wouldn't
makes
put
me a bit sick even
a
thinking
no
about
straight
it.
away on this.
No, not the returning hero. Not after he was dancing for Barcelona. So you're saying then that barring a purchase from somewhere else or like a high price bid for him, you'd take Marcus Rashford back at Manchester United then,
No, that's
baggage
not
and
what I'm
all.
saying. That's no, no, no. You're putting words into my mouth there. No, I wouldn't take Marcus Rashford back. What I'm saying is Ineos and Michael Carrick would 100% take Marcus Rashford back. Put everything else to the side, all the baggage, all the past, all the history that's happened, all the sulking. Marcus Rashford, Michael Carrick, Ineos. I feel it works for them more than it works for fans. I'll just put this on it as well. There's not many clubs will pay 40 million plus 300 grand a week for Marcus Rashford.